man's rib, and we're gonna be trying to get to the root causes of some of these issues um, in relationships, and not necessarily intimate relationships. They could be with your brother, your mother. It's just your relationships and how we react and why we react the way we react as adults now. We're gonna be getting to the root causes of that. And today is Masculine Mondays, where
Can't hang up.
it's basically what it says. The men are gonna talk and the women are gonna be quiet and listen. And at the end of all of that, maybe we'll ask a question, maybe we won't, depending on how well you guys explain it. Um, Today is Masculine Mondays, like we said, and Wednesday will be Wellness Wednesdays, same time, and Fridays will be Feminine Fridays. So you want to know about some women? You come on out to Feminine Fridays. But yeah. So my first question for tonight, I would like the men on the show, the host, to answer. It's not really a question, but well, it is. How I feel like it's a good question to start the show off with. How would you describe masculinity or your masculinity? Also, for everybody out there, this is a safe space. You're free to be vulnerable. It's better than Vegas. So nobody's gonna judge anybody. That's why the people you see here are not children. You know what I'm saying? They're all mature minded people.
Rabbit,
Masculinity.
my phone just rang. I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Uh, how would you describe masculinity? Or should I say your masculinity? Because
My
everybody's not the
masculinity?
same.
Oh man. So my masculinity is basically just being a pretty much well-rounded man, coming from a different generation where we grew up learning how to use our hands as far as trades concerned, fixing cars, just fixing things, working hard, paying bills, uh, protecting, protecting your significant other, and just being an all-around real well-rounded man. Nowadays a lot of people have a lot of feminine qualities. I'll say, oh God, they'll have a lot of feminine qualities that are unconclusive to me, my opinion
Mm-hmm.
of a man. Anybody else, have a different outlook on that?
Well, I wouldn't, Tyree, I wouldn't call them qualities.
Uh-huh.
I would call them,
Nothing
let's
corny
use the
about
word
it.
glitch.
Glitch.
As
Not a
we,
glitch.
yeah, as we often use in this space, I call them glitches, you know. But for me, masculinity, is being a protector, is being a provider, is being
Mm-hmm.
a counselor, uh, is being a teacher and a student. Because some things that you need to learn from your wife or your spouse, and there's things that your spouse need to learn from you. Is always standing flat-footed, and
Mm-hmm.
never on your tippy toes. Is always
Oh, I
congratulating,
like that. Always
encouraging.
flat-footed.
Is always believing in you know your family, believing in you know your manhood. You know what I mean? And that's just you know a few things of what masculinity mean to me.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else
Anybody
want to
in
share
in the audience,
masculinity?
you all are welcome to share. The question for those of you who just came up, Lavender, hey, boo. This is Masculine Mondays, where the men are going to
Masculine
talk
Mondays.
and the women are going to listen, unless, we have an important question or we get to the end of the men discussing. But the question for tonight is what or how would you describe or define your masculinity? What does it mean to you, being masculine? So if anybody wants to share anything,
Comic Will, you want to chime in? Comic Will.
I think y'all pretty much hit it right on the head, man. As far as
Okay.
masculinity, for me growing up, my father was a Marine drill instructor at Paris Island, So we really didn't have a choice but to be masculine men. I mean, we was taught that growing up, and our mindset was, you don't cry. You don't. If you fall down, brush that shit off, get up and push on. So I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that's just how we was raised. And down here in the South, it's one of those situations where you got to have tough skin. You got to be, if you're a man, you got to show that you're a man. You got to, like you said, be a protector, be a provider, and just do manly things. And that's my idea of masculinity.
Okay, and never cracking under pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Never
And
cracking under
one
pressure.
thing I think about VR, I think VR gives a lot of men who are not masculine in real life a chance to be masculine in here. Because I
Oh
see a
yeah,
lot
they
of
get to
things.
put on gorilla
Yeah.
suits.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, exactly. And it's
They
fun,
get
it's
to put on
funny to
gorilla
me.
suits.
It's
is.
hilarious. It's hilarious.
is.
But I'm not calling anybody out. But it's just masculinity is not something that you can portray, or it's either
Right.
you are or you're
Because the
not.
real one's gonna see
Yeah.
right through it.
Exactly.
The real one's gonna see right through it. But don't go nowhere. I wanna touch on what you said about crying.
Uh-huh.
Now, me, I'm not much of a crier. You know what I'm saying? Candy can testify to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not much of a crier at all. But last week I just lost one of my closest cousins.
Mm.
I mean, we two-year age difference. We come up together. You know what I'm saying? And it was a hard one, man. That's a hard one. I got to
Right.
go bury him on the 6th this Friday.
Sorry to hear that.
Same here.
So all the tears that I haven't cried in years came out. So but as far as just crying, just to be crying and whining, I've never been that type of dude.
Yeah, but and it's funny you say that because there's a difference. And I think the real ones know. I mean, you see
that was a
people who just-
morning cry for me.
Yeah, exactly,
Morning,
exactly.
yeah.
And sometimes you have to get that shit out because
Man, listen.
if you don't, you implode, man. So it's like I definitely get it when it's a difference between whining and being a little bitch. Sorry, I don't know if we can cuss or not.
Go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
But
Okay,
Speak
we
your
can.
mind.
but
Yeah,
but it's a difference between whining and crying like a little bitch, or just get, like you said, a morning cry. It's
Right.
just sometimes men have to let that stuff out. It doesn't make you any less of a man, unless, like you said, you just whining all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
But
Those
in
the
your
ones
case,
I can't stand.
right, in your case, man, I definitely understand that. Hell, I would be the same way if I lost if I lost my family member, or even my fucking dog for that matter, because I have an emotional support dog. So if I lost him, that would fuck me up. So I'm just saying, I definitely understand.
Yeah. So so masculinity, it doesn't mean that you don't cry. It just means that you don't make a habit of it. You don't cry for things that women would cry for. You know what I mean? But crying is good when it's warranted. Just like the gentleman said that you had to get it out. And just think about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm somebody that ain't cried in like at least 2-3 years.
I think it's
Yarning
been long.
don't count. When you
I think
yarn,
it's
you
been
like,
longer than that for me.
Y'all need to drop that one tear. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, it's at least 2-3 years, man. And, you know what I'm saying? And being able to purge like that, man.
White Sword, what's your opinion on the topic, White Sword?
I think just being present, all that stuff you're talking about is just
Okay.
inherent. That should just be part of it. Just you being there defines all those options. Protecting
Well-
the family, looking out for the family, just being there.
Okay, I want to stop you right there, White Sword. I have to respectfully disagree because, you can have a male in the house, but that doesn't make him a man. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, being
It's
there
a whole
as
lot
in the
of-
sense
it's
of
a
being a
whole lot
part
of
of the
women-
family, not just being there in body, but also in spirit. Being there when they get up, being there when they get off school, not just being there because that's easy to do, but being
Right.
part of the family.
Right, because there's a whole lot of women out here carrying males. You feel me?
And it should be the other way around.
Right.
And I'm not saying like financial, I think it should be an even Steven thing. It's a 50-50 thing when you're raising a child. I think you both have to contribute to your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I was gonna
We
ask the women,
Yeah, I was about to say we got a
um,
young lady out there in the audience.
but
You don't want to
wait, 'cause
participate?
not in this one.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. I was
Okay.
gonna ask the
Okay.
women, like, what do they think masculinity is? But that shit don't matter. Cause
I mean, it does matter
we're-
because y'all have a different
Mm-mm.
out. Women usually have a different outlook on what masculinity is.
Because I sure have a
True.
question for the ladies. I
But I was gonna change it more so to why do the women? This is for the women. Why do you all think that the women um stray from the masculine men nowadays?
Because they
That's
want.
a good,
Oh, that's for the women.
good
Okay.
question right there.
I mean, I want the men to answer too, but I
Right.
want
They want somebody that can
Candy,
control,
you on mute, baby.
mold, shape.
You on mute. She on mute.
Sorry. They want a man that they can control. They want a pushover, basically,
Right.
because they want to be in control. They want to tell you where to go, when to do something, and that's not how it should be.
You
I don't want
It's
no
exactly right.
pushover.
usually
That's
it's
right.
usually the women that's been hurt. That's been bullied. You know what I'm saying, in other relationships. So they tend to find somebody the next round. You know what I'm saying, that they can bully.
So when you say bully, what do you mean by bully? As far
What I
as-
mean by the same type of bullying that they experience in bad relationships, they want to be the other side because of the simple fact
Yep.
it's a
it's an ego
it's
thing.
a
I
reverse
think.
right, it's a reverse power.
Yeah, women have women have egos now, kind of similar to ours, kind of similar to a man's ego, and they don't want men talking to them certain kind of ways and telling them what to do, and I guess it's part of the whole women empowerment movement or whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it.
But here's the
But-
problem that I have, Tyree. And I'm gonna tell you, I have a problem with women that have been hurt
Mhm.
bringing it over to a new relationship.
Bring it, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can see that, but it's kind of hard. How do you not bring that baggage over? I mean, it's part of you now.
But you shouldn't bring it as a tormenting spirit. You should bring it as a lesson
Right.
that you've learned from.
You're
And
right.
a lot of
I
people
agree.
don't know how to
You're right. That
change it. They
That-
always let it torment them, so they never can be happy. Always
right.
miserable. Instead of learning from it and saying, "Hey, what have we learned?" No, like I said it to my kids. Like my kids, I tell them, "Don't stand on that chair," and then they fall, and I'll be like, "What have we learned?" So it's about what have you learned, or are you gonna keep limping around like your leg is hurting? Lab,
Yeah.
you got something to say? No. Girl, I can't see you from back there. No. You're boring.
Another thing is,
Thank you for
how
coming.
do women look at new relationships when they're coming out of a bad one?
Oof. That's a good one too. All of these topics are pretty good.
I
Yeah, they
can't.
kind
I
of.
don't-
Like, do they proceed with caution, or do
Yeah.
they just go all in, or is it something that they feel that they know they'll be safe, or
That's my
What is
problem
it?
right there, because you guys know I've not dated many people. I've only had the one serious relationship, really, with my ex-husband. That was the only man I've ever been with, and I was single. But now I feel like I'm back in the dating pool, and even now I haven't dated many people. So I do find myself having to take a step back sometimes, because I be wanting to go all in, because I haven't been hurt. Like, we didn't end on bad terms, you know? So I be like, oh, you want to see me naked? We go together now. Like, that's my way of kind of slowing things down, too, with a man, because, they'll ask to see you naked before they ask your name. So
Wow.
I'd be like, "You want to see me naked? All right, we gonna go together." Like, "Oh, you want this type of behavior? Don't expect me to act like your wife and you just entertaining me for the time being." But I have learned that you can't go all in. Like the talking stage is crucial. The dating stage is crucial. Now,
I
I
agree.
will say there is no time restraint on those phases. Like I don't think you should put a talking a time on the talking stage of the date. Oh, we got to date for 6 months first before I can claim you. Or we got to talk for six. Not. I feel like that's up to the person and how fast you guys are getting to know each other. But I do
Mhm.
feel like now I am. I wouldn't say I'm cautious. I am a little bit because I have ran into a few guys who think that because she's only been with one man, we could take advantage of her. That's not the truth. So I've
Hmm.
learned to proceed a little bit more with caution. But I'm also still open. I'm not gonna shut down no new blessings because of a few fools.
Okay, it's fair enough.
What's
Welcome,
up,
real
James Bond?
James.
All right.
It's fair enough.
So
Hey, real James Bond.
I believe that women are emotional creatures.
Hmm.
So, once they get hurt, it's kind of hard for them to, I guess, to not bring that baggage over to a new relationship. As a man, as a masculine man, or just a man in general, we were taught a lot of wisdom. If you had wisdom, wise people in your life, we were taught a lot
Hmm.
of wisdom
Absolutely.
that would, when we talk as men, we speak to each other, we speak to each other with truth. You know what I mean? And truth and logic. A lot of times women will get advice from their girlfriends, and that advice will be with that girlfriend, her heart or her feelings or how she
Hmm.
feels. And she'll believe that, portray that onto the next woman as if
Yeah.
it's right. And it's really not
Mhm.
right because she's in the same emotional state as that woman that was hurt is.
Mm.
And they're basically ping ponging off each other. We'll say, uh,
Trauma bonding.
right, right.
Right.
Okay, that's a good word
Right.
for it. They're basically trauma. They're bonding through trauma.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Whereas men, whether right or wrong, we're always going to give our partner, our buddy, or whatever, our friend, straightforward facts. I mean,
Yes.
from that we realize that we've
Yes.
dealt with in life, and so we grow up learning how to communicate facts. and
That's
and
true.
even though some guys will still bring that over to the relationship, if he has a talk with somebody, I'm pretty sure that they'll try to steer him on the right path, or they'll give him advice from, not from emotion, but just from, cold hard facts that they dealt with in their life.
And
Does that make
you're
sense?
not
Let
wrong.
me
I've
chime in on that.
Mhm.
Um, I truly believe that a man should be able to cultivate his woman,
mm.
and a woman should
Oh, that was a good use of words.
allow
Cultivate.
the
You
man
hear me?
to do so if she really respects him. Because more than love, we want respect first as men,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Then come love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you can't love me if you
If you-
don't
If you
respect
don't
me.
respect me.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I truly believe that, you know what I'm saying, a man should be able to cultivate his woman. And I truly believe that a man should always listen to his woman. Because
Ooh.
a lot of times there are areas, because we are men and masculine, and we want to conquer the world, we miss the little things that can get us messed up. You know what I mean? A lot of times, man, your woman might, have some information for you. What you may say, I got a bad feeling about that. You might not want to go there tonight. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it's for us to
Mhm.
listen because, I mean, where'd she get it? Hey, it's
Who
information that
knows?
we need to have. you know.
Right.
Mhm.
Um, And I also think that, once you are a couple, there ought to be levels from there, right? So the first level is, say, for example, when we go out to dinner, I pay for the dinner, you get the tip, right?
Okay.
Or you pay for the dinner, I get the tip. It should be a give and take, you know, situation. The second level is spontaneous, hey, this is for you out of the blue, you know. Like I said, it's levels. You know, each relationship defines their own levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you a little bit of mine. So,
Oh, you was done? My bad.
yeah,
Uh,
Okay, okay.
I
okay,
go
what was
on and
the
on, but I
question
don't
that you
wanna- I
wanted
don't
to
wanna-
ask? You said you had a question for the ladies.
I think I asked it. Did I?
Oh, okay.
I think I asked it.
I think you probably did.
think I asked
Shoot. Oh, shucks.
Real James Bond, can you please come to the mic?
I am
This
not a
is
relationship
Masculine
expert,
Mondays.
so
I know
okay.
you're not. This is Masculine Mondays, but it's
All
not
right.
specifically about relationships. It's about
All right.
men.
All right.
It's about our day to day and the things that we go through, the things that may be on our shoulders and on our mind.
All right.
So I think I speak for every man when I say that a woman should be, the man's peace.
Facts. I wish I could clap
You know.
right now.
So, like, if I lay my head in a woman's bosom, then I should feel safe
At
and
peace.
comfortable and sleep and, peaceful sleep. That's what I believe. James
I'll
Bond,
go
what
on
do you
with
think?
that. Although for a second there, I thought you meant peace like Piece and not Peace. I was like, oh. I was like, wow.
She could be
Yeah,
that too.
I-
She could be that too, James.
Yeah,
Be a
I'm good
peace
with
and
that. I'll go
his
on.
peace.
Yeah, peace. Honestly, that's what it's all about. Peace. Yeah, I agree. Right on.
And we didn't come prepared. This is off the dome. Everything's coming off the dome. So,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
but if anybody want to chime in, like I said, it's Masculine Mondays. Anybody want to chime in?
So,
I got more
sure.
questions.
let me think. I got a question.
Go ahead. Maybe I wrote down a
As
list.
far as a man's emotions is concerned, do women like a more emotional man? Like, when I mean emotional, like not per se crying, but just express his feelings. Like, guys, a lot of times we have a hard time,
Welcome,
communicating
Theo.
our
Masculine
softer side.
Mondays.
Our softer side, I could say. So, me personally, I'm kind of like an emotionless person. I grew up on the hard side of life, and I really just I can't. I'm not saying I'm emotionless. I care, but I have a hard time of showing it because the walk of life I grew up on, I kind of like was taught to kind of hide that softer side.
See, now that right there is unreal.
What do you mean?
And the
it's
reason why I
unreal?
say that is because the more in tune you are with your emotions, right?
Mhm.
The realer you become.
Mhm.
It's absolutely unreal for a man to be hard all the time.
No, I'm not saying
Absolutely unreal.
I'm not saying
Go
hard.
around, be mad at breakfast and mad at everything.
Just
This is
mad.
unreal.
I'm not saying hard all the time.
Welcome
But
showtime. You can
it's
come
just
in.
like,
You don't
okay,
have
for
to
instance,
peek through the
I'll give
door.
an example. Your woman came home from work. She had a hard day at work.
Mm.
She's talking to you about uh, Mary Sue at the job and how Mary Sue felt about her, even though Mary Sue didn't say anything to her. But your significant other is relaying her emotions on how she thinks that Mary Sue felt about her and certain things she did at the job.
I wouldn't even do all
Your
that.
significant other didn't like.
I wouldn't even do all that.
Well,
What I would do, I'm gonna tell you what I would do, Tyreek.
Uh-huh.
She came home upset about what somebody else said about
Right.
her
Right,
that broke her down.
right.
Like, no, sweetheart, I'm finna build you back up.
Okay.
I'm finna encourage her. I'm finna tell her, you know what I'm saying? That woman's a lie. You are a beautiful woman. You are very intelligent. You matter. We love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell her
What if she's
everything that
wrong?
What if who's wrong?
What if your significant other is wrong in that situation? What if whatever she told you, I don't have an example right now.
Okay.
What if
okay, but
whatever she told you, she was 100% in the wrong? Would you still build her up?
if she's 100% in the wrong, then and we're alone, based on the information that she provided to me, because I don't know both sides unless she's telling me both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna let her know, okay, sweetheart, you know what I'm saying? You might have overdid it right there, you know. But hey, I still love you. You know what I'm saying? Next time, just do better.
So now she's mad at you because you didn't agree with her.
Well, sometimes I'm
No,
gonna
no,
tell you
no, no,
as a
no, no,
woman,
no. It depends.
sometimes
It depends.
we don't want you to agree, or we
Right.
don't want you
You
to
just
try to
wanna- you
fix
just
the
wanna vent.
situation. We just want you to listen sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I found out that that's a problem with a lot of men, because men are what fixers. So a lot of times when women are telling them something, men think that they're supposed to get up and get to trying to fixing it.
Oh no,
Well,
because let me
baby,
say this, Red.
this. But sometimes we just want you to listen.
But see, Red, here it go. You know what I'm saying? You know the man you with, right? So if you know the man you with, then you know, based on experience, what you're gonna get from him, right?
True.
So if she's asking me how I feel about a situation, and she already knows how I'm going to respond to it, but she also knows that I'm gonna give that encouragement too, you know, because you're not
Okay.
gonna walk away from me
That's true.
mad,
Mad. I ain't
Right.
do it. I feel you.
right? I'm not gonna be the one that you finally got the nerve to, you know what I'm saying, stand up to. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? She gave you that
I like
energy,
that.
and I'm getting rid of that energy.
And also, Tyree, you said, okay, what if she's wrong, right? What if,
But
what
that's
if
hold
Mary
on.
Sue
Wait a
really
minute.
don't
Let me
have
say
a
this.
problem
Let
with
me
it?
say this, Red.
Go ahead.
That's only with a reasonable woman.
True.
Every woman can't accept that.
Right.
You might have the woman that Tyree was talking about that look at you and be mad at you because you didn't agree with her. You have to be a reasonable woman. And if a man has cultivated his woman correctly, she will be a reasonable woman.
Every woman, okay, Mary Sue may not have said anything to her, or looked at her any type of way. But so you have to realize, instead of saying, "Are you just tripping? Like you getting in your own head, or you're wrong." You gotta also realize, why does she feel that way? That usually stuff like that stems from insecurities. That's why they say women can't really hang around each other, because we look at each other the
There's a
wrong
lot
way,
of insecurities, right?
and now all
hell
of a
of a
sudden,
lot.
oh, you don't like me? What you looking at, bitch? We got that, instead of people like us. I've never seen Lavender be rude to anybody. I've never seen Candy be rude to anybody. I walk up to all the women. How you doing, beautiful queen? So you have to realize that the woman may not have said anything, but because of your woman's insecurities, she felt like maybe she was looking at me like my clothes stank or something. You don't know.
Right.
When
That's what I was
when you
talking
have a
about.
woman who thinks like that, you have to remember those insecurities. So like, yeah, I get it. You hard, but at the end of the day, that's your woman. That's your
Again,
piece.
iron sharpens iron.
Right. So, how much
Mm-hmm.
of her insecurities are you supposed to try to uh, cover up, patch up, or whatever?
You're
Because
supposed to take them
sometimes,
away. All
All
of
of
them.
them.
You're supposed to take them away, not cover them up, not patch them up. You're supposed to take them joints away. I
yeah,
mean, and all of them aren't gonna leave. I was married for a long time, and no matter how much he squares on my love handles and kissed them and bit them, I still felt chubby.
you still
But
felt
that's
insecure.
just, I mean, not necessarily insecure, but I would be like, I'm chubby. Like, it was passively. Like, I always
Mhm.
make the joke of how chubby I am, and my kids be like, Mom, you're not chubby. You're not fat. But I do it in a joking way, but that's because I've trained myself into thinking it's okay to do that when really it is an insecurity,
Hmm.
you know. But
Mm-hmm.
I portray it off as a confidence because don't get me wrong, I rock my love handles in a 2-piece bathing suit. I'm still confident, but some things I would just like to change, and that's what some insecurities are. Like just things that you would just really, really, really like to change, and you just haven't found the time, or you just don't got it in you at the moment. That's what mine is. Like, yeah, I'm chubby, but I also take medication that has steroids in it, so I'm gonna stay chubby a little bit sometimes. You know,
Eh,
I can't change it.
Here's the
So,
thing: reassurance is always a two-way street.
mm-hmm.
Encouragement, same thing. It has to be a two-way street.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
what I'm giving to you, I need reciprocation.
Correct.
You know, because if there's not, then I feel slighted. I feel cheated. I feel mishandled. I feel abused. Because you can abuse somebody in a relationship without cussing them out. You can
Hmm.
abuse them by
Mm.
neglecting them. That's
Ooh,
abuse.
yes.
You know, so it has to be reciprocation. You know, if I'm telling you I love you, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I need to know that you love me. If I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying, that you're beautiful, I need to know that I'm handsome.
Look at him. Look at him.
You know,
Oh.
if I'm
Yeah,
telling you, you know what I'm saying, that I had a bad day, I need to know that you're gonna, you know, encourage me. Tell me tomorrow I have a better day. You know,
Definitely.
y'all so beautiful. Y'all is so cute. Couple goals.
Shit, you like
Okay.
therapy, boss King.
And then he looking in our eyes while he's saying it.
I'm talking about the things that he's saying. Like my point of view was totally different, but what you say is making sense.
Come on, comic. What you
I,
got for
I
us?
just want to say that was beautiful, man. I mean, that whole just.
Didn't it just make you
I mean,
wanna-
that moved me. You know, that right there. I like, dude. I knew he was talking, and then when he
Uh-huh.
turned sideways and looked at his woman in the eyes
I just
and
felt
said
like we
that
was
right to her
listening in.
soul, I was
Mhm.
like, that was like a preview of what I'm supposed to be doing in my life.
I
Right.
felt like if I had a boyfriend, that would have been the time for me to hit him and say, "Why you don't say stuff like this?"
But see, like
Why
this,
you
like
Props,
you
bro.
say, he tells me I'm beautiful all the time, but every day I tell him he's handsome. If he says I love you, I love
every
him
single
too.
day, every single day,
All day.
Oh,
all day.
That's
I'm jealous.
that's
You guys are
outstanding, man.
great.
That is
That's why I
outstanding.
needed y'all on here. We can get that couples, because you
But
can't
I'm gonna
just
tell you,
take advice
tell
from
you,
single people
Tyree.
all the time.
you know, you being through bad relationships,
Mm-hmm.
um, you had to learn some valuable lessons from the bad relationships. Otherwise, you went through them for nothing. You had to learn. If
I
you
didn't
you went through 'em
because
for nothing.
okay, I'm gonna give you an
And keep in
example.
mind, time is something you can't get back.
Right.
Man.
So I'm gonna give you an example. You see how you said that the uplifting is a two-way street,
Yes, it is.
and
Has to be.
me being a provider, I feel as though I don't get the uplifting that I should because
You
you
was
know,
the wrong
men, we
one.
falter, we stumble sometimes, and you know, when you stumble, it's up to a woman to pick you up.
Right.
And like I said, you know, I've never had the pickup,
Give me 1 second.
but also I've never given the what he just said as far as the encouragement and uplifting. I've
Mhm.
never given that also. So that could be
Oh,
why I've never got
you better
received
start.
while I've never received the uplifting because I gave it in a way, but I didn't because like I said, everybody's
Mm.
life experiences are different.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I've had life experiences to where I can't be hard all the time,
Right.
but for the most part, I wasn't shown the love that I can pass on to the next. I wasn't shown that love. The love I've been shown to me has been fake.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
It has been fake because true love it it lasts it spans times regardless if that person is with you or not. You know what I mean? Regardless if you're in a relationship with someone else and you're not, if that person loves you, to me, they love you. You're just in a
That's true.
situation that they might, not agree with or whatever, but the love shouldn't change. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I've been in situations before where,
Welcome, wisdom.
you know, it
Masculine
was supposed to have
Mondays.
been love and then up all of a
Hey, Wisdom.
sudden it just disappears. It's
Mm.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Well,
mean? And when it goes, I'm back to square one again, you know, and I my outlook is different. And it like you said, it could be a lot to do with me, per se. But I don't always believe that it's always a lot to do with me because aside from that emotional part that I talked about,
Mm.
mm-hmm.
I'm there 100% with everything else. I'm all in 100%. It's just the emotional aspect. I really I haven't learned that, and I guess I haven't learned that because I was never shown the same in reciprocation. You know,
Mm.
somebody will act like it's the same, but when when you're
Exactly.
shown love and when you're
Uh,
not. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
prime example. Yesterday we had the basketball game, the basketball tournament, and you know, a lot of people had people that are
Y'all
supporting them.
cheated, by the way.
Well, we didn't cheat, but I I wanted somebody to be there to support me, and they wasn't.
Hold
And
up,
I
Will,
mean,
was you on my team?
no, I was playing against you, and y'all cheated, but that's
No, you
cool.
cheated.
That,
Hey, we gonna
No,
I'm
say
his
just
that. We
saying.
gonna
team
say
definitely cheated,
man,
but
we
all
gonna
right.
say that for another time, man. We got a rematch, man. Yeah,
But like I was saying, I'm not pointing any fingers, but I wanted somebody to be
Blue
there to
Magic,
support
baby, Blue
me,
Magic.
and it was cool that they didn't show up, and y'all all had people
Wait, just
supporting
come on,
y'all,
not name drop.
and
We all adults in here.
no, no, no,
Lavender,
no,
Tia,
I would
Wisdom,
never name drop at all.
Lavender,
I'm not, I wouldn't do anything like that. That's not what I do.
Lavender.
So I'm not petty like that, but I would never
Okay,
name
all
drop at
right,
all. That's just not
man.
something I
Look,
would do. That's not something I do.
You unmute love.
I wanna hit on a couple things that you said to me, Tyree, that really stuck out. Okay, you said that you're not really a real feminine woman is not gonna let anybody take her out of her femininity. And part of our femininity is nurturing anything that is ours. So the fact that you're not a baby you beautiful every day type of
Yeah, that's
guy,
dope.
that never stops a woman from being a
Right.
you're handsome everyday type of woman.
Correct.
If you let if she wasn't in her she was never in her femininity. It wasn't
Right.
because you well maybe I didn't say it enough. No, she's always going to be in her femininity. But I will say, like you said, we are emotional creatures, and we would like to know at least sometimes. Because I grew up with that type of grandfather, who he never said I love you, but you always knew.
His action
You know what I'm
showed
saying?
Mhm.
you.
Right. He always knew. And he's been with my grandmama for 50, 11 years. My granny said his love language is smacking her on the booty. So it's different for everybody. And I'm not like what may work for Boss Candy. And like you couldn't sit here and look me in my eyes and get to talking to me like that. I'm gonna get to giggling. I'm gonna break down. Like you probably gonna have to find another way to compliment me a little bit. Like you gonna have to slide it in there because I would have just broke down crying just now. So what works for everybody does not work for everybody.
Mhm.
Okay.
But
And the
another
second thing that I
we
wanted
have to keep in. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
the second thing that I wanted to hit on was you were saying how God dog it, I just got thrown off. Crap. Crap, 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 crap.
Okay, so
I
another
done let it
thing that I
slip. Go
wanted to
ahead,
say
boss.
is
Oh,
that
hold on one second, boss.
you,
Welcome, Mark. Wisdom.
What's up, Mark?
You guys, welcome to Rib to the Root. This is Masculine Mondays, where the men
Wisdom.
talk and the women listen. We do converse back and forth, but it's more so we're listening to you guys. We want to know.
so feel free to chime in. But I just want to point out, something that you said about action. I think that was either you or Tyreek said something about
It was
action.
me.
Okay, Tyreek, a lot of times people's words and actions don't even know each other.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And what I
Right.
mean by that is they'll say one thing,
Right.
but their actions do something totally different.
And that's what I experience a lot. Right.
And
say one thing.
it's very important for action and words to know each other. Very important. Because it's an old saying that says, I may not believe what you say, but I will believe what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that, you know what I'm saying, we align our actions with our words. Very important.
Anybody want to touch bases on that?
It's hot stuff.
And I'm gonna let you know,
We
Tyree.
got
Everybody,
wisdom.
all us women.
We got wisdom back in there. with
Wisdom,
that
yeah,
name,
come on down here, Wisdom.
You want to
Come
chime
on
in,
down here,
wisdom?
Wisdom.
Look at him looking around.
You can't name yourself Wisdom and not coming.
Come on,
I will
participate.
say,
There's only one wisdom
Tyree,
here.
while we're waiting on somebody to come down, all women, I wouldn't say we don't like it, but like me, Candy might be the type that she wants to hear you say it. She needs to hear you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody like me, I'd rather see you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can tell me I'm beautiful, but you can show me I'm beautiful, and that's gonna work even better for me. So I'm not even one of them people. I know
facts.
some women out there who don't even, you know,
Mhm.
that doesn't even bother them. The fact that I know you say that you're hard, but that's on the outside. That doesn't mean that you don't care. Clearly, you
Right.
care for these women that you're engaging with. So if you're showing it, that's always gonna trump the fact of you saying it.
Right.
Like I said, my grandpa never said he's probably told me he loved me twice in my whole life, and he raised me. I don't got daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? Because he always showed me. He showed me what love is. He showed me how a man is supposed to love a woman. He showed me how a father should love a child. He never said it, but he showed me. So to somebody like me, that's gonna trump what you're saying any day, anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to feel like you getting bad luck because you're not a man of a lot of words and emotional or vulnerable standpoint.
I want to
Go
touch
ahead,
on
White.
go ahead.
Okay.
Well,
Anyway, so
what I feel like what Boss was saying, and that comes down to when your girlfriend or your wife asks you to kill a spider. She's not asking you to do. She wants you to kill a monster to her, and if you
Yep.
are going to protect her, that spider in her own way. If you can't kill a spider for her, how are you going to protect her on any other things? And I think those are the little things that we forget about. It's not a test of our manhood to go and get the bug for her. She sees this as a threat. We tell her we're going to protect her, and we need to get the bug.
That's facts. Ain't nothing worse
So
than asking somebody, a man at that, to come kill a bug. Cause I don't know about nobody else, but I'm like Lil Wayne. I'm scared of everything but these niggas. Okay, I run from everything that crawls. If it fly, I'm scared of it. Ain't nothing worse than saying, come kill this, and he be like, you do it. I'd be appalled.
Wow.
I'd be appalled. I'm just my brothers too. You know brothers how they are. but I've gotten it from regular men. It could be like we could be out in public, and if I see something, and a man don't take action to it, I'm gonna be like, mm. Give me your
It's
man
a-
card. You tell me to kill it. What? Like he said, you're defeating a monster, and it's also the simple fact of she needs you for
But
something
see,
so
and
little.
Can I
you
say
have to
something real quick?
understand. Oh, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Ebony.
Sometimes,
Ebony.
sometimes,
Come in.
when it comes to that, that defense mechanism or whatnot, sometimes women, y'all gotta listen because man, it's not that we trying to shut y'all up and nothing like that. I work in security, so when I'm not on stage telling jokes, I'm doing security. And if I tell you to do something, I need you to do it. I don't need no back talk or nothing like that. I need if it's danger. And I say, hey, I need you to go
That's
over here and
facts.
stay here. I don't need you to tell me, hey, well, why I gotta do it? No, just shut the hell up and go over there because I know what I have to do, and I don't want to have to worry about you.
Brought you back to the
Come
back.
on over, have a seat.
Hey, Ebony. Hey, Killman. Welcome to Rib to Root. It is Masculine
Come
Monday,
on over here, Ebony, have a seat.
where
By
we are getting a deeper
comment.
look in the men, to the men.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, I just because I've had incidents like that where I got to do this thing and I know what I got to do. I know what the job takes, but I got you in my ear telling me
We
well, why
can't
I
hear
gotta do
him.
this, why I got to do that.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
he
Can't
did
hear.
get
Yeah,
lower.
can't hear.
You got lower for some reason.
Just walk back there, and then walk back there, walk all the way back. You can go through the wall, and then come back, and come
There we
back.
go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
You,
yeah. You
come
come
back in the
come
room.
around.
Couch.
Yeah,
you gotta come
Come around the couch.
outside.
All right, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, okay.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah. But no, like I was saying, it's just sometimes and women you just have to listen, and it's not like we're trying to demand you or tell you to shut up. We know what's best for that situation, and we just need for you to listen, pay attention, and
Agreed.
do what I need you to do. Because if you don't, it's gonna put us all in a bad situation.
Agreed.
But I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened, comic. You know what I'm saying? For so long we've been absent in the household. So when they come out of another relationship, they are already wired to be the mama and the daddy. So in order for them to relinquish that power, you have to show them that you're worthy of being that man in that household. So
Gotcha.
that's what happened. You know,
That's
Well, I'm
facts.
sorry.
I agree with both of you. I feel like I'm a firm believer. It's a lot of women on here who do not like me. Okay, I am a firm believer in staying in a woman's place. Candy, you hear me say it all the time. Like, I am not a feminist. I believe a woman should stay in a woman's place, and part of that is listening and
real
letting
men
your
appreciate
man.
that.
Well, your man who's a leader, because all y'all mans, all y'all boyfriends, ain't nobody in here that I know of. But y'all boyfriends, all of them, just because they're your boyfriend, don't make them a leader. Letting your leader,
facts.
who's a man, lead you, sometimes you got to shut up. And I have learned that personally. You be in the middle of some stuff, and because I used to be really, really feisty. Y'all think I'm feisty. Now, I used to be really, really feisty. I go in the gas station, and there's a group of dudes standing outside, and one of them would disrespect me, and I'd be wanting to pop off, and my man be like, would you bring your ass now? No, he, bring your ass to this car. But he. I could have probably got both of us killed 5 times over by now.
Yep. Yep.
If
big
I
facts.
would have knew what I know now. Sometimes just shut your mouth and listen. Every situation ain't worth a response. Some situations, like Will said, he trying to save your life. He might peep some game that you don't even know. Kind of like what you guys are talking about.
Exactly.
Remember that conversation where you said, I'm trying to put you up on game? I wouldn't tell you nothing that's wrong. Sometimes
Right.
but women too busy yam 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 and trying to run the relationship that they don't. It's not.
Because at the end of the day,
hitting them
we are
in their
men,
heads.
and we made for war. You understand what I'm saying? We made for
Exactly.
war. So we understand that. Y'all understand the domestic stuff to a T. We understand how to go out and kill something and bring it back home so we can eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We understand that. You know. So a lot of time, but see, the wisdom comes in when you can also be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Because if you with your woman, man, you ain't got to be hard all the time.
No, I
No
agree.
woman want that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you gotta know how to be vulnerable at certain times. But that's what make you real. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah.
if you're trying to be a pimp, then you do the opposite. Just saying. If you're trying to be the pimp, you do the opposite. And then you make yourself unaccessible. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to teach nothing like that.
That's facts though, because if you're vulnerable or if you can show your emotional side, it does convey more so as real. Because we know as people, as human, everybody has one.